Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, after the criminal incident that we witnessed at the Kenyatta's farm, we have seen leaders from Mount Kenya region in one press conference after the other. They are coming out to defend Gachagua and to twist things on how they had earlier arranged. Though these people have been exposed to an extent, there is no one who can believe in what they are talking about. Inasmuch all this has been happening, we have not seen leaders, especially those who are coming from Rift Valley, coming out to join the Mount Kenya leaders to defend the incident that happened. Remember, those who are in Mount Kenya are defending Gachagua. But those in Rift Valley, they are silent. But then in their silence, the emerging information is that the members of parliament from Rift Valley were not happy with what Rigathi Gachagua did. And in their silent way, they disagree with Gachagua and they are very much disappointed with that move. And Pauline Njoroge shared some of this information out. Of course, to some extent, she's getting information from reliable sources. And this is what she's saying. I am reliably told that Kalenjin MPs are very upset with Rigathi over two things. Number one, yesterday's invasion of the Kenyatta property, which they said is making Ruto look bad on the international state. And the pressure from the international community has begun piling. Could it be true? The answer is yes. Because even we have some people, the Azimio bloggers are asking the Kenya Kwanza bloggers to try and share the photos or videos where William Ruto was meeting with the leaders in the country where he is as of now. Top leadership. They are yet to share those photos. We have just heard from Joe Biden. He's very clear. Demonstration is in line with the Kenyan constitution. So he's supporting Raila Odinga's move to have a demonstration. He's also asking William Samoei Ruto to refrain from using excessive force in dealing with the demonstration. He has to allow people to demonstrate and sort out the problem that Kenyans are facing. Sit down with Raila Odinga and agree going forward on how to solve the problem. So already international community is reacting. Number two, some recent statements, now that's another reason why they are angry with the Gachagua. Some recent statements Rigathi had made saying how he is guarding Statehouse from some people who are trying to sneak the handshake through the back door. Also something he said a couple of days ago that if Raila books an appointment with Ruto, it is him, Rigathi, that he will find at the reception. The MPs say that this public statement and some other behind the scene are intended to blackmail Ruto not to dare have any talk with the Raila Odinga. Now, from there, we have a statement from this Punchline to Rigathi Gachagua. The truth of the matter is that we have those who campaigned for William Ruto in the Mount Kenya region. So even with the minority votes, he is in Statehouse. What they need to know is that once they made Ruto the president, with their minority vote, because even rigging, you need some votes. What they do not need to know is that after Ruto becoming the president, what the king will always do for him to rule freely, he has, first of all, planned on how to destroy the kingmakers. So Gachagua and the team, with their votes, they were kingmakers. And they will be the first target Ruto has to deal with the Gachagua, reduce him to a size for him to rule freely. Already it is happening. You see where the blame is heading to? And who are blaming? Rift Valley, blaming Mount Kenya. They are blaming one, Rigathi Gachagua. No matter what effort he will have to do, in fact, Raila is not interested with the handshake. But Gachagua is obsessed. What he sees when he sees Raila in demonstration, the end game is handshake. For him, he believes that when handshake comes in, he will be kicked out. Raila has no any interest with the handshake, but the truth of the matter is that Ruto is not comfortable to work with you. So even what is happening could be William Ruto has just set you. Then to find a reason to deal with you, reduce you to a size, so that he can rule freely without involving you in any way. Because we are seeing Gachagua, in his statement, a man who is coming out to blackmail William Samoei Ruto. But now, Ruto is relying on Mount Kenya votes, so he's going slowly on that. But he has to find a way to divide them and rule them. So now you can see from reaction in the Rift Valley, it tells you the end game where it's headed. Meanwhile, for some reason, Rigathi is working very hard to ensure that the photos he took on Sunday with police bosses disappears from the online space. Mambieni, we already saved them. Of course, the meeting had with the security chiefs. Then what came out? We saw a lot of damage. The mass action that happened on Monday last week, this week, ilikuwa kwa hii week, it was more intense compared to the first one they had on 20th. Gachagua was here. The first one, Ruto, was in this country. So he flew to Sugoi. But this one, when Ruto was out, it was more intense. The man in office, Gachagua. So now you get the reason why the only person who has come out to talk about this issue and has captured in the media, it is Gideon Moi. Gideon Moi is coming out because he is now coming just to defend the Kenyatta. Because he's talking about people being tolerant and handling the issue of mass action properly and safeguarding properties. It's only Gideon Moi. And of course he's talking because the Kenyatta family has been touched. Remember, Gideon Moi's father was protecting the Kenyatta family. No one was touching their property. So when Uhuru was in power, he was also protecting the Moi family. No one was touching the Moi family property. Now Ruto is here. We are seeing a William Ruto who is also following the same line. Because we are seeing now even the Moi family is getting contract to supply power. Because when you see a William Ruto CS visiting one of the property owned by Moi, received by Gideon Moi's son, it tells you the writing is on the wall. So hawa watu wanajuana kibiashara na mambo yao na hiyo hali ya protecting each other. The stupid man here could be just William Ruto's deputy, because he's going to be the main victim. Will carry the burden, and Ruto will find a reason to distance himself from Gachagua. Amwambia nyamaza ama atafuta njia nyingine ya kudili na yeye. So you get the reason here. William Ruto has been even rejected outside because of what is happening in Kenya. And these people from Rift Valley are seeing Gachagua as one man who is going to taint the legacy of William Ruto. Hata kama ni legacy ya miezi 6 ama mwaka mmoja. The person to blame more, according to Rift Valley, it is Gachagua. And to some extent, yes, it's true. The most loud person in this country, in responding to Azimio, negatively, it is Gachagua. And you see, that alone helps to increase even demonstration in this country. So instead of even trying to unite, because his office, remember, is presidency, office of unity, he's still talking about William Zawa kitandawili, sijui tutampeleka Bondo, nitadili na yeye. When you say like that, I mean, you are just encouraging Raila Amolo Odinga supporters to come up out in their numbers and send a political message to you. So that is the situation in Rift Valley versus Mount Kenya.